Hello there. Hope you are doing well. So, welcome to another question from the same passage. And the direction for question is answer the following question based on the information provided below. As we understood the text, let's move to the question. So, the question asked here, what can be inferred about the author's view on the relationship between wealth inequality and private wealth accumulation in the Western world? Isn't it? What can be inferred about the author's view on the relationship between wealth inequality and private wealth accumulation in the Western world? Now, look at the choices which are pointed here. But before that, when we look into the question and try to identify the means question choice and means the answer that we draw from the means question. So the question is asking about the author's opinion on how private wealth how private wealth accumulation, the increase in personal wealth, relates to the wealth inequality, the gap between rich and poor in the Western world. Right? Now, look at the choice. The first choice stated the author believes that the increase in private wealth has led to an unprecedented rise in wealth inequality. So, this choice suggests that the author thinks rising private wealth has made inequality worse than ever, isn't it? So, second, it is stated the author argues that wealth inequality has decreased due to the accumulation of wealth among the middle class. So, even this choice suggests that the author believes wealth inequality has actually decreased because middle class people have accumulated more wealth. Third, the author suggests that wealth inequality remains not changed despite the increase in private wealth. Now, this choice implies that the author thinks wealth inequality, wealth inequality, wealth inequality has stayed the same, has stayed stayed the same, right? Even though private wealth has increased, isn't it? Now, looking at the option 4, the author posits that the increase in private wealth has had no significant impact on wealth equality. So, this choice suggests that the author believes increasing private wealth has not had a notable effect on wealth equality, right? Now, if you observe these four choices, so what we can draw here means option 1, which is incorrect because it contradicts the author's argument. The author believes inequality has decreased, right? Not increased. So hence we can say this cannot be inferred. This contrasts the idea. So similar to that, if I look at the option 4, where it is stated the author posits that the increase in private wealth has had no significant impact on wealth inequality. So this is also incorrect because we can say the author doesn't think there has been a significant impact on wealth inequality. So they argue that inequality has decreased, right? So ulta. So in that case, we can say, so this option also eliminated. This cannot be inferred. 3, which is stated means the author suggests that wealth inequality remains unchanged despite the increase in private wealth. Now, this one is incorrect because it ignores the author's findings about decreased inequality. So hence, we can find out option 1, option 3 are eliminated because they are either misleading or incorrect according to the passage. But only option 2, which is stated that wealth inequality has decreased due to the accumulation of wealth among the middle class. Right? So in that case, the passage explained that while Thomas Piketty, a scholar, argued that neoliberal policies have increased wealth inequality, the author of the passage disagrees. The author's own research shows that wealth inequality has what uh, actually decreased, right? Because middle class people now have more wealth, mainly through housing and pensions. Therefore, the author believes that wealth inequality has decreased due to the accumulation of wealth among the middle classes. So in that case, we can infer the option 2, which is the author's view on the relationship between wealth inequality and private wealth accumulation in the Western world. Right? I hope you understood this. So the answer option is option 2. That's all. Thank you.